Hi everyone, welcome back to another lecture. Right, today we're going to end off the citizenship and governance issue, okay, by talking about working for the good of society. Right, so what are we going to talk about? First thing, all right, we're going to have to talk about how we address the needs of society. So if we're working towards the good of society, clearly if there is a need, it needs to be met. Okay, so we're gonna discuss this in terms of three dimensions. Okay, individuals, groups, and government. Okay, so as individuals, very simple. All it is volunteering. Okay, we volunteer time, we volunteer effort, we volunteer money to the causes, okay, that are necessary in society. Okay, so clearly if you're volunteering something, okay, you should believe strongly in this cause, and these actions directly lead to benefits and results. Okay, and so the individual level is most often the easiest, okay, but also the most critical, okay, when it comes to contributing to a direct need. That doesn't mean it stops there. Okay, many individuals together, of course, have much greater strength. Okay, and that's what we call organized groups. Okay, so when you pull together your efforts, your ideas, your resources, okay, towards a common cause that you believe in, okay, perhaps the impact will be much larger. And indeed, that's what we call NGOs, okay, non-governmental organizations. Sometimes we also call them voluntary welfare organization. Now, a lot of people misunderstand, okay, the role of NGOs and VWOs, right? They are not running, okay, against or even contrary, okay, to the government. They are in fact here, at least in Singapore, working for a complementary role, okay, complementary role, okay, for the government. And speaking of, okay, government agencies must work hand in hand with individuals, with organized groups, okay, to actually make a difference on many important needs in society. Okay, and the benefit of this is that the government actually has all these manpower, the authority, the influence, okay, to complement the efforts of the citizenry. Okay, so this is an example that you should be familiar with. Okay, it's in your course book, right? About the social services agency. Okay, so at the individual level, through volunteering organizations like RSVP Singapore. Okay, RSVP Singapore itself is an organized group made up by citizens. Okay, like Madam Malis Garvey. Okay, government, okay, the government needs to license and support organized groups like RSVP Singapore through their agencies such as the National Council for Social Services, okay, who actually provides the funding, okay, and all the necessary resources to SSAs like RSVP Singapore. Second role of working for the good of society, we can also work for decision making. Okay, so as individuals, like I mentioned in the last topic, okay, feedback and this idea of involving the citizens in decision making is very important. Okay, on one hand, it gives you a greater sense of belonging. On the other, it gives people in power, actually allows people in power to actually know what you want. Okay, and when they know what you want, perhaps they're more likely to work to achieving it. Okay, and so many different avenues have been established to do this exact idea. Okay, so we have reach, okay, reaching everyone for active citizenry at home is a website. Okay, reach.gov.sg is just is a portal, okay, for getting citizens comments about things like the budget, things like the National Day rally, or even day-to-day laws, okay, or regulations that they're trying to pass. Okay, they are always seeking for public comment on these things. Okay, or more recently, okay, there is also what we call citizens juries. Okay, these are, as the name suggests, juries, okay, or groups of people coming together to discuss and create policies. And in fact, there's been recently a youth version of this, okay, or across many different issues that youth are concerned about. Okay, so there have been increasing amounts of attempts to engage the citizenry in getting their opinions and they're influencing what is actually done. Okay, so for example, the citizen jury on the war on diabetes is an example of this. Okay, and in fact, the government did adopt or almost half, okay, of all the recommendations they actually proposed to the government. Okay, so this is what I said, reach.gov.sg. Right, so these are all from the course book, so I will not belabor the point. Yep, and this is actually what they came out with for that jury. Okay, groups. Okay, like I said, groups also have play a role. So if you have a group, okay, more likely than not, you are actually having a very clear and specific cause that you're working for. Okay, so for example, NGOs, certain NGOs are concerned about welfare, about domestic workers, actually suggested, okay, to the government that they should be given a day off each week. And in fact, yes, we very well know now, okay, this has been implemented for a very, very long time. Same thing, okay, environment agencies more recently, or environment NGOs have been advising environment agencies, okay, and this actually goes into our Singapore Green Plan, okay, and all our other environmental measures, okay, to make sure that Singapore is mitigating, okay, the climate change issue as much as possible. Okay, so indeed, organized groups with their focus cause, okay, can deliver, okay, or can advise the government on very specific things that would benefit the people at large. And of course, government has to be the one initiating, or in fact, or at least being open, okay, to receiving this feedback and this advice. Okay, so a lot of ministers and MPs today are actually using social media to do this at a very direct level. Okay, so engaging citizens, telling them about what their plans are, or asking them for comments, questions. Okay, so all these things, all these efforts are meant to boost this kind of participation from the public. Okay, this is Minister Ong Yi Kang, Minister for Health, on TikTok, okay, talking about the importance of Healthier SG, which is one of his hallmark policies. Okay, Lee Hsien Loong, our former Prime Minister, talking about what he's been up to. Okay, at this point, for example, what he's doing overseas with our bilateral relations with Australia in this case. Okay, and last one is about strengthening the sense of belonging. So this is somewhat linked, okay, to the previous chapter. Sense of belonging, again, providing a stake for everyone allows for people to feel like they are being heard. And when people are being heard, okay, they are more likely to have a stronger sense of attachment. Whereas if you're in an environment where everything you say, everything you believe in is completely being negated time and time again, okay, slowly you'll feel like there is no purpose, there is no attachment, there is no belonging. This is not somewhere you can call home. Okay, and that's something that we do not want, okay, especially with our declining birth rates. Okay, so the Quota Crescent is a very good example. Again, you should know about this by now. Okay, between two homes and the groups that come together with it, okay, and how Singapore's government has funded, okay, this program has shown how actually when we have something that we want to achieve, for example, in this case, preserving the memory of the Koda Crescent, okay, which is directly from the people living there in the past, okay, to coming together and being a force to do what I can, okay, to preserve this memory, to the government picking up on this and deciding this is a worthy cause that needs supporting, okay, this entire progression is what it means to have a stake in Singapore. Everybody has a stake, right? So it's not just the individuals anymore, it is everybody doing what they can, okay, to preserve the Quota Crescent, even though we cannot change the fact, okay, that it will be demolished for redevelopment. Okay, so the best we can do is work together to protect the memories, and that is a very, very strong and important part of working together. We should not see this tree as distinct entities. No, we should be seeing them as complementary entities, okay, that work together and do their best, okay, as much as they can, okay, to benefit the country. Okay, so efforts help to build a sense of belonging because citizens develop attachment to the history, the place, and the people. Okay, and so this is where the idea of caring for one another, contributing to help one another, okay, to help the fellow man, and being concerned about our nation actually comes in. Okay, and this is where the idea of patriotism, your national education all falls under. Okay, and so yes, this is a very, very simple chapter, right? The three ways we work for the government, or not work for the government, we work for the nation, for the good of the society. Government is working for the good of the society, not just the people as well. Okay, government also has that implicit responsibility. Okay, but be it as individuals, be it as government, be it as groups, okay, we all have a part to play in this sense of working for the good of society. And indeed, that is what this chapter is talking to us about. And it is that simple, okay, as referenced by how short this video is. Okay, it is really that simple. It is really about contributing what you can and working together. That is the gist of it. Okay, and with that, we've come to the end of our citizenship and governance issue. Right, the next issue we're going to talk about is diversity and how we respond and deal with the benefits and challenges of diversity in terms of culture or in terms of income diversity. Okay, so as always, hope you're studying hard. Okay, hope you are well in your revision at this point in time. Okay, and never give up. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, and till then, all right, bye bye. All the best.